Can you believe 2024 is coming to a close? I know, right? It's crazy. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's that time of year. Unlike the past 2 years, however, I decided to list my top 10 movies rather than my top 3. Before we get into the video, I want to remind everyone to check out the shorts I posted this year and my other long form videos. 2024 was the first year I posted YouTube shorts, and I'm glad you all enjoyed them. I will continue to work on them in 2025. Now, here are my picks for the top 10 movies of 2024. At number 10, I have Kung Fu Panda 4. As I said in my Kung Fu Panda movies ranked video, I thought Kung Fu Panda 4 was an excellent continuation of the franchise, even though they could have ended with Kung Fu Panda 3. I loved how Po had to pick a successor as the Dragon Warrior because he was set to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. Also, I thought the Chameleon as the main villain was a nice addition to the franchise, as she could change her appearance into anyone she wanted to become and steal their kung fu abilities. This film isn't higher up on this list since I feel it doesn't contain the heart and emotion of the other 3 films. I liked the addition of Awkwafina as Zen, and it was nice to see her join Po on his journey. Unfortunately, Zen can't replace the Furious 5, and it was a bummer that they weren't in the movie until the very end. At number 9, I have Piece by Piece. What I enjoyed most about this film was Pharrell Williams' life in the form of a Lego movie. I thought it was very cool that he came up with the song Happy by spending time with his family, particularly his infant son. Also, I love how he touches on important topics, especially police brutality against African Americans. The last big thing I liked about this film was seeing Pharrell collaborating with other artists like Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, and Kendrick Lamar. It was incredible that Pharrell Williams wanted Piece by Piece to be made in a Lego movie format. With my reasoning, it's clear why I put this film in my top 10 movies of 2024. At number 8, I have Red 1. I thought this was a good Christmas movie to watch. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Callum Drift, the head of North Pole Security for Santa. Chris Evans plays Jack O'Malley, a hacker and bounty hunter who says he can find anything and anyone in the world. What I like most about Red 1 is the amount of Christmas lore and the idea of Santa Claus, played by J.K. Simmons, being captured by Gerla, a Christmas witch. The action sequences in this movie were on point, and I enjoyed seeing the banter and the eventual bond between Callum Drift and Jack O'Malley. Also, I liked seeing how Jack's relationship with his son improves by the film's end. This film is not only an enjoyable Christmas movie, it's also a great family movie. At number 7, I have Inside Out 2. If you liked the first Inside Out movie, you'll love this one. Inside Out 2 adds more emotions: anxiety, envy, ennui, which means boredom, and embarrassment. The conflict between the new emotions and the original emotions is what makes this movie enjoyable. Joy wants Riley to have fun at camp, while anxiety wants her to win a spot on the Firehawks team and make new friends, especially after Riley learns that Bree and Grace, her 2 best friends, will attend a different high school. When anxiety and the other new emotions take control of Riley, they change her into a new person and break her apart from Bree and Grace. Due to this, Joy and the rest of the original emotions then race to save Riley from a total nightmare. Like the first film, Inside Out 2 is by far a movie for all ages. At number 6, I have The Forge. What I liked most about this movie is the idea behind it. Isaiah Wright is a young man who graduated from high school and has no idea what he wants to do with his life. He loves to play video games and basketball. However, he hasn't attended college, and his mom tells him to at least get a job, otherwise he'll be kicked out of the house. Once he meets a businessman named Joshua Moore, Isaiah grows close to the Lord and eventually starts attending church and getting baptized. Long story short, this film shows how someone going nowhere in life can eventually find the proper steps to turn everything around. I highly recommend this movie to anyone who has gone through or is currently going through a situation like Isaiah's. At number 5, I have Rob Peace. Rob Peace shows how falling in with the wrong crowd can ruin your life. Rob Deshaun Peace, played by Jay Will, is a brilliant guy who gets accepted into Yale University. However, he becomes a drug dealer to get his dad out of jail for crimes he may not have committed. Keywords, he may not have committed those crimes. Aside from this, he becomes involved in other activities. What I hated was how Rob, an African American male, got accepted into a predominantly Caucasian university and dealt with the consequences of not thinking straight. Like, it's good he got accepted into Yale, but it's bad that he ended up dealing with the consequences of not thinking straight. I just wanted to make that clear. Rob Peace has the strongest moral lesson of all of the movies I've seen this year. At number 4, I have Bad Boys: Ride or Die. The 4th installment of the Bad Boys film series was an entertaining, action-packed flick. I love how Mike Lowry, played by Will Smith, finally gets married and learns what it's like to be a family man. In previous films, Marcus Burnett, played by Martin Lawrence, was the family man, and Mike was like the fun uncle to his children. In this film, the roles are reversed. Even though Marcus is obviously still a family man, he's the fun one in Ride or Die, while Mike is the more serious one. The family dynamic in this movie is phenomenal. From Mike and Armando, to Marcus and his family, to Judy and Kaylee Howard, the chemistry and emotion between the characters is terrific. My favorite scene in the movie is when Mike and Marcus are in a shootout and Marcus swallows and then spits out a black jelly bean. Marcus is sometimes too goofy, which prevents this film from being in the top 3. Then again, it made sense since Martin Lawrence is a comedian. It was just hard to take him seriously at times. Also, other moments in the film were also too goofy. But nevertheless, Bad Boys: Ride or Die is a film worth checking out, and it deserves to be on this list. At number 3, I have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. If you enjoyed the first 2 Sonic movies, you will definitely enjoy this one. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 takes everything from the first 2 films and expands on it with more characters, a more serious villain, and a storyline with higher stakes. Shadow the Hedgehog, voiced by Keanu Reeves, is a more serious villain who is not used for comedic relief. Overall, I thought Keanu Reeves did a good job as Shadow's voice. There were times when I heard just Keanu and not Shadow. However, it didn't bother me much, and I enjoyed the performance. Seeing Jim Carrey star as both Dr. Ivo Robotnik and his grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, was a treat. I loved seeing them bond on screen, until Gerald revealed his true plan later on in the film. The dynamic between Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Tom, and Maddie was also excellent. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was a phenomenal continuation of the first 2 movies, and I cannot wait for the 4th film. At number 2, I have Deadpool and Wolverine. What is there to say about this film? This movie was absolutely a joy to watch. From the banter between Deadpool and Wolverine to the multiverse aspect, Deadpool and Wolverine provides fans with everything they want. For starters, Deadpool and Wolverine struggle to work together initially. However, as the movie goes on, they can talk things out and they work together to save the world. I loved seeing the different Deadpool variants, such as Nice Pool. I enjoyed seeing other Marvel characters, such as Blade, played by Wesley Snipes, and Human Torch, played by Chris Evans. And it was pretty funny when Deadpool thought that he was Captain America, because obviously, both Captain America and Human Torch are played by the same person. Anyway, it was nice to see characters like Blade and Human Torch return to the big screen. For the only MCU movie released in 2024, Deadpool and Wolverine did not disappoint audiences. At number 1, I have Transformers 1. As I stated in my review of Transformers 1, this was the Transformers movie that many people were looking forward to. It was nice to see only the Transformers for once. While I love the live action films, which got me into Transformers, I feel this movie was the beginning of something different. Unlike the Michael Bay movies, there was no toilet humor, no sexualizing women, and no spending more time with humans. People of all ages can enjoy this movie, and parents don't have to worry about their children watching inappropriate content in a film targeted primarily at kids. The film does a fantastic job of showing two best friends turn into sworn enemies through their differing views. Orion Pax, voiced by Chris Hemsworth, wants to prove that he and other minor bots, specifically D16, voiced by Brian Tyree Henry, are meant to do something greater. However, D16 will rather stay in protocol to avoid getting into trouble. Things get even worse once Sentinel Prime, voiced by John Hamm, is revealed to be a traitor. D16 wants to kill Sentinel rather than simply expose him as revenge for all of the lies Sentinel has told. Despite being initially skeptical, I thought Chris Hemsworth and Brian Tyree Henry were phenomenal as younger versions of Optimus Prime and Megatron, and it makes sense as the story goes on. That said, Transformers 1 is a film everyone should take a chance on and deserves to come in at number 1. There you have it, my picks for the top 10 films of 2024. Feel free to comment with your picks for the top 10 movies of 2024. I would love to hear your thoughts. You know the drill by now. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss my next post. Thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you in 2025. Happy New Year!